Imagine this, you're deep beneath the Egyptian sands, walking through a narrow underground corridor carved from the living rock. The silence is absolute, broken only by the sound of your own breathing and the crunch of ancient dust underfoot. The air feels heavy, thick with the stillness of centuries. It carries a faint dry smell of stone and something else, something organic, like time itself has a scent. Every step takes you closer to a tomb that has been sealed for over 3,000 years. You are the first to disturb this place since the priests of the New Kingdom performed their final rites and withdrew, leaving a pharaoh to their eternal slumber. The promise of untold riches and priceless artifacts hangs in the air, a glittering prize for your discovery. But the scariest question isn't, will you find treasure? The real question, the one that makes your heart pound against your ribs, is this tomb booby-trapped? Did the ancient architects devise ingenious mechanisms to protect their king? Flying arrows triggered by a tripwire, a floor that collapses into a dark, waiting pit, or perhaps something more insidious, like a cloud of poison gas released upon entry? Or is all of that just a movie myth? A thrilling fantasy cooked up for Hollywood, with no basis in historical reality. Tonight, we'll separate fact from fiction. We'll delve into the minds of ancient Egyptian engineers and priests to uncover the truth about the legendary curses and deadly traps of the pharaohs. But before we unseal that door, if you're new here, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on the bell. Because every night we ask a question, that messes with your mind. 1. Why do people even believe tombs are booby-trapped? Most of what we know comes from cinema. A hero steps inside, click, an arrow shoots out, or a huge stone ball starts chasing them down a tunnel. But real ancient Egyptians were brilliant and practical. Their goal was simple: protect the body and the treasures from thieves. So did they build deadly mechanical traps like in the movies? Or did they use something smarter? 2. The shocking truth: mechanical death traps are extremely rare, if they existed at all. To this day, archaeologists don't have strong, common evidence of working traps like automatic arrow shooters, spring-loaded floors, instant kill mechanisms. Why? Because anything mechanical would need to stay functional for centuries, through dust, humidity, time, and shifting rock. That's nearly impossible. But that doesn't mean tombs were safe. The danger was real, just in a different form. 1. The real genius of the tomb builders wasn't in creating deadly traps, but in mastering the art of psychological warfare. Instead of tripwires and falling rocks, they used architectural tricks. The goal was not to kill the intruder, but to exhaust them, to disorient them, and to make them give up. Ancient Egyptian tomb builders perfected several clever protection methods. First, they created confusing layouts. Imagine navigating a maze in near-total darkness. Your torchlight casting dancing shadows. Long, winding corridors would suddenly end in a blank wall. Identical side rooms would branch off, leading nowhere. These were all designed to waste a thief's precious time and energy, making them lose their way and their nerve in the suffocating silence of the tomb. Second, they employed massive stone blocking systems. After the pharaoh was laid to rest, huge granite plugs, some weighing several tons, were slid into place to seal key passages. This wasn't a trap that kills, but a lock that's incredibly hard to break. It was a monumental feat of engineering, requiring immense manpower and precision. For a tomb robber, encountering one of these was a near-insurmountable obstacle, a silent testament to the tomb's finality. And third, they built decoy chambers. After hours of work, a thief might finally break into a room that looked like the burial chamber, filled with pottery and lesser goods, only to find it plundered or intentionally left sparse. The surge of hope would turn to despair. This was another psychological blow. The real burial chamber, with its priceless treasures, could be hidden behind a false wall under the floor, or deeper still within the labyrinth, waiting in silence. 1. So, after dispelling the myths of Hollywood-style booby traps, the question remains: were ancient tombs actually dangerous? Were there deadly things waiting inside for those who dared to enter? The answer is a definitive yes. But the threats weren't from elaborate ancient machines. The real dangers were far more insidious, woven into the very fabric of the tomb itself by the slow, relentless passage of time. Real danger number 1: sudden, catastrophic collapse. Over thousands of years, the structural integrity of any ancient tomb weakens. The immense pressure of the earth above, subtle seismic shifts and water damage all take their toll. An explorer could face falling ceilings, massive sliding stones that were never meant to move, or entire tunnels buried by rubble in an instant. This could be deadly, a fatal accident of geology and time, even if it wasn't an intentional trap. Real danger number 2. The air itself. Suffocation. For centuries, these spaces have been sealed off from the outside world. Inside, the slow decomposition of organic offerings, wooden sarcophagi, and even the mummified remains themselves consumes oxygen. In its place, toxic gases like carbon dioxide and methane can build up to lethal concentrations. Early excavators knew this well, often using a lit candle or a canary to test the air. If the flame died or the bird fell silent, they knew the tomb was holding its breath, and to enter would be suicide. And finally, real danger number 3. Microscopic assassins, fungi and bacteria. Some tombs are breeding grounds for ancient toxic mold spores. When disturbed, these can become airborne and inhaled, causing severe respiratory infections, especially for those with allergies or weakened immune systems. These 3 very real dangers, collapse, bad air, and disease, are the scientific basis for one of history's most enduring legends. This is a primary reason people connect these natural hazards to the supernatural idea of the Pharaoh's curse. 5. The Pharaoh's curse. Real horror or a natural explanation? People say, anyone who opens the tomb dies, it must be a curse. The curse idea became famous after high-profile tomb discoveries where some people involved later got sick or died. But scientists often point to natural explanations: infection, fungi, stress, existing health problems, and sometimes plain coincidence. Ancient Egyptians did sometimes write warnings, but not always as magic. Many were simply a message like, don't steal, you will be judged. A psychological weapon: fear, religion, and consequence. 6. If tombs were so protected, why were so many stolen? Here's a key clue that movie traps weren't common, because most tombs were robbed at some point in history. Thieves often got insider information from workers returned years later when guards were gone, dug from above, instead of using the entrance or broke through weak points in the rock. So yes, the protection was clever, but not unbeatable. 7. Nauber and deep wonder sember palven. Wubin show one draw do. Could there have been intentional danger, just not like the movies? Possibly, some systems could be dangerous if removed incorrectly, like heavy blocks that might fall, or unstable passages meant to collapse once disturbed, but that's more like passive defense, not an active, automatic killing machine. 8. The ending: the truth is stranger than the myth. So, are Pharaoh's tombs booby-trapped? If you mean arrows and spinning blades like the movies, the answer is, probably not. But if you mean tombs that are dangerous, filled with collapses, toxic air, spores, and brilliant deception for mighty eye, then the answer is absolutely. And the scariest part, the greatest trap was never inside the tomb. The greatest trap was inside your mind: fear, legend, and curiosity, pulling you step by step, deeper underground, until you realize you're alone in the dark. If you want a video about the Pharaoh's curse, and whether it's myth or science, comment curse and don't forget to like and subscribe, because this was Midnight Thoughts, and I'll see you in the next question.